Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is getting to be the end of April, so I wanted to get a jump start on my planning for May. And a big thing I want to mark off my to-do list is to plan my May budget. I've been saying in the last few videos that I've uploaded that I am going to start planning start budgeting a little different in May. So I am excited to share that with you guys and show you what my new budgeting process is going to be. I'm also going to post a video after this one, just basically showing how I use my Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly to budget with, and show you everything that I use and the different pages that I use and just kind of the setup that I do. So be on the lookout for that video also. But I will go ahead and get started here. So for this, my budgeting, I am going to use a combination, well, not really a combination, I'm using all of my own stickers. So these are some of my budget stickers, and then also my budget, this isn't the exact kit that I'm using, but my budget kit stickers. So that's what I'm going to be using. All of these can be found in my Etsy shop, which I will post the link in the description below. But we'll get started here. So the first thing that I'm going to show you guys is, so at the very, well, I guess you can consider it the last page of every month or the beginning of the next month, and that's what I consider it. So the page right before the next month is where I am going to lay out my budget for the month. And this is going to be for my income and my expenses. So this is my floral May budget kit. You get everything you see on this page, and I do offer all of these in both 7 by 9 and 8.5 inch by 11. You just choose which size you want when you go into the listing. But I will get started here, and actually I might change my mind and not get started on this page. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start with this page. This page right here. So the monthly spread. So this is where I'm going to put in all of my bill due stickers, paydays, and everything, and then I'll move over and do my my May budget. So first, this is my little expense tracker, which that is going to be something that I'm going to be incorporating into my new budgeting plan. So I have these expense tracker stickers. So my different categories: blue would be other, pink would be groceries, orange would be unbudgeted, purple is spending, yellow is gas, and the teal mint color is sinking funds. So I'm going to start tracking all of my spending each week and then do a weekly check-in. So I'll get into that here in a little bit, but that is what this key is for. I do sell this little legend in my Etsy shop, as well as those expense stickers that I just showed you. But we will get started here. So I'm first going to lay down my paydays. So for those of you who maybe this is your first video of mine that you've watched, I do get paid. I have a regular full-time job, which I work out of the home Monday through Friday. So I do get paid for my full-time job every Friday. So I'm just going to lay down these payday stickers, which signify my full-time job. And as you can see, there are 5 Fridays in May, and I do get paid on Friday. So I will be receiving 5 paydays or paychecks for my full-time job in May, which is nice. I really enjoy months that it's like that, because you still only have, you know, say your car payment is $400 every month. Well, even if you're getting 5 paychecks, your car payment or whatever, credit card bill, whatever it is still that $400 or whatever that minimum payment is. So that's kind of nice. It's like you get an extra paycheck to be able to cover those bills that you would have already had. So makes it a little nice. So I am going to take that into consideration when I do my budget, and I'm budgeting out my income. I am going to budget 5 weeks worth of my full-time job as income. So, but I'll say that again when I get to the budget part. So these are my full-time paydays. Now I am going to do my Etsy paydays, which I just have these little script stickers. And Etsy paydays are on Mondays. With Etsy, you can choose to have it weekly or bi-weekly or monthly. So I have just chosen a weekly payday. It seems to work for me. So there are only 4 Mondays in May, so just 4 Etsy paydays will come through for May. And then the last payday that I have, and actually I shouldn't say the last one. I get another one. So I have a part-time job. I do some bookkeeping for a local company. It's extremely part-time. And I get paid once a month for that. It usually comes in somewhere in this week. I'm just going to put it at the 9th. So we'll just mark that there. It kind of varies as to when it comes through, but it's super part-time, so it's not like a huge issue anyways. And then the last one would be YouTube. So YouTube is a once a month payday. And I'm pretty sure, I can't remember if it came in on the 20th or the 21st of this month, which is April, so I'm just going to put it on the 21st. So there we go. We have all of those paydays laid out. So you have all my full-time jobs, my one part-time job, and then these ones here are my online incomes. So those are all my paydays. Next, what I'm going to do is lay out my bills. I'm first going to use the ones that I have icon script stickers for. So our first one here, and I have to look at a little cheat sheet so and make sure I'm doing the right dates. Okay, so on the 6th, and I think this is the very first one of the month, yes. So on the 6th, I have Western Federal. So these are just little credit card bill due script stickers. Do this so it'll be a little easier to see. Okay, so on the 6th, and this payment, or this, what am I trying to say? Oh, this payment amount is $227. So we'll write that one down. And I'm just going to put that right there. And then the next credit card type one would be Walmart, which is on the 18th. So since the 18th is a Saturday, I'm actually going to put it for the day before, which is the 17th. And this one's minimum payment is usually about $35. So we'll get that one down. The next credit card, and actually the last credit card type payment, would be Capital One, which is on the 25th, which is also a Saturday, so I'm just going to bump that one up to the 24th. And that payment is $145. So those are the credit card type bills that I have. Goodness sakes, there we go. So the next one that I'm going to do is my car. So I have my car payment as well as my car insurance. My car insurance is due on the 15th, which is a Wednesday, and that is $80. I think I'll use this. I'll use this red one. So, pretty cute. So like I said, that's on the 15th. Next I would have car payment. Which these, I think I'll use the yellow one. My car payment is due on the 29th, and that amount is $612. So the 29th is also a Wednesday. So next I will do my cell phone, which is also due on the 15th. So I'm going to use the cell phone script, and I think I'll use we'll do blue. My cell phone bill is $120. And that is for a phone for myself as well as a phone for my son. So we'll just lay that right there. And then I do have Hulu, which this says cable, but we're using it for Hulu, which that total is $49.99, and that one is due on the 10th. And then I'm going to use these other pastel bill due stickers for ones that I don't have icons for, which really there is only one more, which is my daughter's tumbling. So we'll use this orange. And this one, I don't really know the due date. I think I say this in every single cash stuffing envelope video that I make. But the due date is basically whenever they send a statement out, which is not all that often. So I'm just going to put it here on the 22nd, and then I have the money, so I just pay it whenever they send the statement out, and it's kind of a guessing game as to when that is. So I think that is everything. So Walmart, Capital One, and I think I'm going to write in here what these credit cards are, just so that I remember. So this one here is Walmart. This one is Capital One. And then this one over here was Western Federal. Perfect. And then I think that's it. Then we have car payment, car insurance, cell phone, Hulu, tumbling. So yeah, so I think that's it for the bill portion of it. So then what I'll do with the expenses, so each day that I have an expense, I'll use the appropriate expense sticker, put it in on that day that tells what it was and then how much money it was, and then I'll use that for my weekly check-ins. Okay, so now we're going to back up to the May budget section. So it's May budget, and then you have income, budgeted, actual, and then plus or minus, and then we have total income, and then for expenses you have expenses, budgeted, actual, plus or minus, and then down here we have total expenses. So I'm going to start with income, and with this I allocated 3 lines, so I'm going to use my full-time job as one income source, my part-time job as a second income source, and then the third one is going to be on my online. So that's basically a combination of Etsy, YouTube, the Erin Condren referrals that I get, as well as some affiliate links through Amazon. So we will start with my full-time job here. And so again, like I said, there are 5 Fridays in the month of May, which means that from my full-time job, since I get paid on Fridays, I will be getting 5 paychecks in the entire month. So that is what I'm going to use for the budget of my income, whereas normally I would just use 4 weeks. So for the 5 weeks, my full-time job, I'm going to budget at $2,685 for income. And then we'll come back in halfway through the month, fill out what we've done what we've put in so far or made so far, and then I'll come in at the end of the month for a budget recap and tell if I was spot on or if I was over or under that amount. So the next one is part-time. And this one I am budgeting $382 for the month of May. And then the last one is online. So again, that's YouTube, Etsy, Erin Condren, affiliate links, anything online related. And that I am budgeting at $900 for income. That one's a hard one to budget because it can vary so much. I mean, I can get a ton of orders through Etsy one week and nothing the next week. Or, or same with views on YouTube. I may get a ton of views one month and then the next month not very many. So it's definitely a variable income, the online portion is. So I'm just going to take these amounts here and total them up. So we have, make sure I did that right. Okay, so $3,967 is what I am budgeting that I will earn in the month of May. So hopefully the number that I actually make is higher than that, but we will just have to wait and see. Alright, so the next part of this is going to be expenses. I'm just going to go, oops, dang it, I just marked on that paper. I'm just going to go through and do kind of the same thing I did with income, just go down the list of all the expenses that I will have for the month of May, what I'm budgeting them at, and then we'll come in halfway through, mark anything down, and then come in at the end for an overview to sum it up and see how we did. So my first expense is going to be gas, and then I am going to budget that at $200 for the month. I had been doing $40 to $45 a week, but I have recently bumped it up to $50 a week just because gas has been steadily increasing here. So next would be spending. And that one is getting a budget of $160 for the month. Groceries, we're going to do I'm thinking about bumping this one up a little bit. And actually, now that I think about it, these budgets, these amounts here are based on 4 weeks. or a month that has 4 weeks, 4 paydays, sorry. So because I do my cash envelopes every Friday, so I'm going to be doing 5 weeks of cash envelopes. So if I'm only budgeting out, say, $200 for gas, which is $50 a week, I'm going to come up short-handed on the last week. So I need to fix this, and I do not have my white out. Okay, so gas, I'm going to do $2.50. And again, that's just because of the 5 paydays in May, and then therefore I would do my cash envelopes 5 times. Spending is going to be the same, so that one is going to be $200. There we go. So now groceries, let's see here. I am going to do $3.75 for groceries, which would give me $75 a week for groceries. I've been doing $60 a week, but I want to bump it up a little bit. My daughter's tumbling. Is $60. Cell phone, I'm going to go budget with $120. Hulu is $49.99. Apple is $25. Walmart should be around $35. Capital One we'll do $145. Car insurance, we're going to do $80. My car payment, $612. Western Federal is $227. And then with my sinking funds, I'm going to have to do a little math with those as well. Let me figure that out and I'll come right back. Okay, so when I do my May budget, I just kind of lump my sinking funds all in one, just for the budget portion of it, and then I separate them out on a different page with my sinking funds kit. So sinking funds for the month is going to be budgeted at $450. So now I'm going to add up all of these. 200, 375, 60, 120, 49.99, 25, 35, 145, 80, 612, 227, and 450. So that's $2,628.99 that I am budgeting for my total expenses for the month of May. And so then again, in the middle of the month, I'll come back through, fill out what I have done for expenses so far to the middle of the month, and then again as an overview to come in and see what we ended the month at. Were we under budget? Were we over budget? Obviously, I would like to either be at budget or under budget. Hopefully we're not over budget, but it does happen. So we're done with this page. We will come back in a few weeks to work on that one some more. So the next thing that I'm going to do, so after the monthly spread, which has all my bill dues laid out and whatnot, then I come in and I have my weekly check-in, which I will do these every Friday along with my cash envelopes. And then these I will be taking from these expenses. So I will just go through, see what all expenses I had from these categories throughout the week, get them written down, how much I spent and how much I have remaining from this budget here. So that is how that's going to work. So I obviously don't have anything to fill out with this yet, just because we haven't actually got into May yet. And then this transactions page is where I'm going to be writing down those expense transactions from my monthly spread. I will write them down over here as we go, and then I'll be taking these and inputting them into this weekly check-in. So hopefully that makes sense. When I actually get to it and have some to write down, it will hopefully visualizing it and being able to see it will make a little more sense to you. So now on this next page, I have my sinking funds budget kit and I have my debt tracker budget kit. Now, since, let's see, today is the 24th of April, I obviously don't know what my sinking funds are going to begin with come May 1st. So I'm going to fill out my sinking funds, but I'm going to have to come back in here the beginning of May, figure out what I have in my sinking funds, and then fill that in. So we'll get in here. So I have 7 different sinking funds right now, and we will get started here. So the first one is car maintenance. And then I also like to write down how much I'm adding in every week. So car maintenance, I do $12 every week. Next one, and this one I had been calling hygiene ever since I had first got the sinking fund in January, but I just didn't like it. I don't know why. It just sounds like, I don't know, kind of gross, like hygiene, I don't know. Anyways, so I had asked for some examples or ideas of what I could call it, because I really just use it to get my boys' haircuts, my haircut, and my eyebrows waxed. And I think the one that I liked the best was personal care, so that is what I am going with. So my old hygiene sinking fund is now known as personal care, and that one gets $8 a week. The next one is medical, which gets $5. And then gifts is at $10 a week. Kids is at $15 a week. Christmas is $20. And Sam's Club is also at $20. So there are all my sinking funds laid out, and then, like I said, I'll come in here at the beginning of May, write down what those beginning envelopes are at, and then every time or then we'll come in at the end of the month and see where we were at, whether we spent any, whether we gained any, and what our ending balance is at. So we'll have to fill the rest of that in later. So then under my sinking funds, I have my debt tracker budget kit. So this is just saying debt, the beginning amount, the amount paid, and the ending amount, and then the totals washy down here at the bottom. And unfortunately, this is going to be the same thing. I am going to write out my debts right now. However, I am still waiting for a few of them to get the current statements, because the payments were due recently. So I don't have the exact amounts, or they haven't calculated the exact amounts yet, so I'm going to have to come back in and fill in those beginning balances as well come the beginning of May. But we will get them written out for now. So Walmart is my first one, and these are in order of least to greatest. Then Western Federal will be the next one. Capital One will be the next one. And UNI, which is my car payment, will be the last one. So we'll just come back in, fill out those balances as well as the balances from my sinking funds in a few weeks when we get into May. And then, so as you can see, I have one more page left. So this page here I will use for my budget, but for June. So I will lay out my June budget here. So this page here, I think I am going to do my debt totals, so what my debt totals are going into the month of June, as well as my income report summary for the month of May. So I'll lay those two out on this page. So that is what I am using all 5 of the pages, as well as the monthly spread in my Erin Condren Deluxe Monthly Planner. That's what I'm using all those pages for. All right, well, I think that is everything that I have for you guys today. If you're interested in purchasing anything from Erin Condren or this planner, I do have a referral link down in the description below. If you use that, you'll get $10 off of your first order. And if you're interested in any of these budget kits, I do have these available in my Etsy shop. And I also just released June's budget kit, which I actually have 2 different designs. I have 2 different designs of this one as well. There's this one, which is the floral, and then I also have a tropics, so you can get every single thing you saw, plus I have others that I don't use in either tropics or the floral. And then for June's kit, the same thing. So this is the floral pattern for June. And then I also have a tropics pattern for June also, and these are available on my Etsy shop right now. So anyways, go check that out if you're interested, and I will catch you guys in my next video when we can come back and do the monthly check-in for my budget. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week and a great weekend. I will talk to you later. Bye!